asked me the other day. She called. She's married.
You want to
She
get a
asked
test?
me the other day. I said, "What's your husband gonna say as well?"
Well, there's
actually
there's no way to play
It
that.
was up to before you were married.
I left the speaker.
Oh well.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
You know. So
There's no level.
Then,
Just
so then I told her another girl was crazy
just
over
pick
him
up what you get.
in California. They know.
Okay.
I told you it was
odd.
not.
Right,
She
okay.
used to like me.
But,
She was 19 a couple
dude,
years ago.
that should be all right.
What can I do?
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, but now I don't
You'll
know
be
who.
okay.
If now she's afraid he's gonna be with her. He's not gonna want to treat her well. You know, who knows what he's doing?
Yeah, Mickey's something. I just saw Davey a couple weeks ago. He just filmed a TV show over at Ed DeBevick's in in Beverly Hills, and my friends, all us monkey people, got together because they needed extras, and we got on TV.
Is this being rolled?
Yeah, it's running.
Is it
Is
working
it?
now? One thing that I first was thought, since I did the most embarrassing thing I've ever done. It's over there talking about red faces. I didn't know what I was doing. He was so nice to listen. This was the first time I met him, I think, in '91.
Mickey?
Yeah. So there was a song called Mickey, which was sung in 1915 for a girl. Well, I don't know how in the world he was so intent in listening. I don't know. I didn't realize this even after the song was over. I didn't realize it. And then two days later, I say, "What the heck was I doing?" The guy must think I go both ways. I mean, he's going to read the Star now. He said, "Oh my goodness, that was Mickey." But it was so embarrassing. But he was so nice in listening. And here's a song I sang to Mickey Dolenz. I thought it was a boy's name because it was Mickey Rooney too.
Oh, okay.
And then I realized later, 2 days later, oh boy, talking about, but it went something like this. It's sung by Henry Burr in 1915. Mickey, pretty Mickey, with your hair of raven hue, in your smiling so beguiling, there's a bit of clarity, bit of the blarney too. Childhood in the wildwood, like a fragrant flower you grew. Pretty Mickey, can you blame anyone for falling in love with you? Mickey, pretty Mickey, with your hair of raven hue, in your smiling so beguiling, there's a bit of clarity, bit of a blarney too. Childhood in the wildwood, like a fragrant flower you grew. Pretty Mickey, can you blame anyone for falling in love with you? All I know since that time, I said, "Gee, Mr. Dolenz, you got a lot of young girls after you." He says, "Yes." "Who are you to talk?" "Well, you married Miss Mickey." She was 17. "Yes, but I married her." But I was so embarrassed to do that. Can we hear a snippet of that just make sure it came out?
Carl said the reason we couldn't hear anything back is he doesn't have the speakers hooked up to it.
Oh, I see.
But he assured me that it's taping.
Okay, so then, shall we then start now?
Sure.
After the Mickey thing?
Okay.
Okay, okay. Mrs. Clark, her first name is?
Dorothy.
Mrs. Dorothy Clark, this is Tiny Tim speaking to you on the evening of Saturday, April 22nd, 1995, at about 11:35 in the evening, Eastern Standard Time, from the fabulous Mr. Gary Fields' Comedy Club. And sitting here is your wonderful son, Mr. Ernie Clark, and Miss Pat, and Miss Kathy, and her wonderful husband, Mr. Jim, who have a wonderful, wonderful 6th anniversary. And these are some 1 or 2 or 3 mother songs dedicated to you and all mothers, especially to you, Mrs. Dorothy Clark. If we get interrupted, I have to sign autographs, we'll continue it later. One of the great songs, sung in 1907 or 18 by Henry Burr. Let me explain who Henry Burr was. He was definitely the Bing Crosby before electric, made more than 10,000 records, came from St. Stephen's, New Brunswick, Canada, and was America's second favorite singer next to John McCormick, Billy Murray, Henry Burr was the greatest. He had the perfect crooners. He had a big voice without microphone. He had the perfect popular voice. One of the great songs he sang in 1918, and this was a little, my conductor may rest in peace, that wonderful Mother of Mine. The moon never beams without bringing me dreams of that wonderful mother of mine. The birds always sing, and the message they bring to that wonderful mother of mine, just to bring back the days that was so dear to me, just to bring back the times that I spent on her knee. You are a wonderful mother, dear old mother of mine. You hold a spot down deep in my heart where the stars will always shine. Your soul shall live on forever, on through the fields of time, for there'll never be another for me like that wonderful mother of mine. No matter where we go, north, south, east, or west, it's always mother's love that's really the best. When our pals turn us down, that wonderful woman is still around. So laddie and lassie, be not ashamed of that woman old and grey. She knew you when you were in your baby shoes. Why, her soul shall live on forever, on through the fields of time, for there'll never be another for me like that wonderful mother of mine. That was in 1918. Also another great mother song, about 1928. This great song, sung by various artists, including Charles King, one of the great singers of 1928 during the electrical period. This great song, forgot the name of it right now. So I'm going to go into this one, talking about baby shoes. There was a song when mother's concerned, sung by Henry Burr in 1915. Imagine the love of a child for its toys, the love of a bird for its mate. Imagine a love for a miser for gold. Imagine a love twice as great. If you multiplied each love 1,000,000 times o'er, it won't be half the love that a mother has for baby shoes, baby shoes. Mother will never forget them. You have forgotten when your feet were bare. Mother remembers she still has a pair of baby shoes, baby shoes. To keep them the world she'd refuse. If she had to choose, her life she would lose before she part with her baby shoes. Why, baby shoes, baby shoes. Mother has never forgotten them. You have forgotten when your feet were bare. Mother remembers she still has a pair of baby shoes, baby shoes. To keep them the world she'd refuse. If she had to choose. Her life she would lose before she'd part with her baby shoes. If she had to choose, her life she would lose before she'd part with her baby shoes. I just remember the other song that was sung also by Henry Burr, and Al Jolson sang that in vaudeville. The song, a lot of people think of Jolson as Swanee in California, Here I Come. But on the way up in 1915, that song was covered not only by Henry Burr, the Baby Shoes, but also by the young Al Jolson on the stage. Also, this great song, sung by Charles King and many other stars in the days of electric. To You, Mrs. Clark. Your mother, was she ever wrong? My mother made life just a song. When you were a kid, where did you want to be? Don't answer, I'll tell you. On your mother's knee. Your mother and my mother too were angels whose hearts were a shrine, and the one up above sends his message of love through your mother and mine. Why, your mother, was she ever wrong? My mother made life just a song. When you were a kid, where did you want to be? Don't answer, I'll tell you. On your mother's knee. Oh, your mother and my mother too were angels whose hearts were a shrine, and the one up above sends his message of love through your mother and mine, and the one up above sends his message of love through your mother and mine. Your mother and mine. Oh, Charles King. Here's a song. I had a saint of a mother, just like Mr. Clark, I'm sure everyone here. Saints of father, God bless them all. But I remember in 1975, here's a story a lot of people don't know. I was managed by a gentleman who was murdered in California in '83. Now, it made headlines. Maybe a lot don't remember. Maybe you do, Mr. Clark, folks here. But his name was Roy Rayton. He was involved with the Cotton Club movie. And he was my manager from 74 until the time he was murdered in '83. He had a 72-room mansion in Southampton. He was nice to manage me. I did a lot of shows. He had shows in Milton Berle and the rest. But he got into trouble, and may rest in peace. But anyway, he was my manager in '75. I had another manager, Joe Cappy, may he rest in peace. They didn't get along for a couple of weeks, and he sent me back to my mother. That was a low point in life. That was '75. It was. I went back to the old tenement at 601 West on 63rd Street, right in Washington Heights. Malcolm X was killed there. May he rest in peace in '65 at the Audubon Ballroom. I was not there, but in the house that day. And also the Audubon Ballroom in 1922 was a fabulous place then, where George Raft, may he rest in peace, a great actor, danced up there the tango before he became a movie star. So, in a sense, you know, praise the Lord, I came from a very interesting neighborhood. Frankie Lyman came from there too. Washington Heights, 163rd and Broadway, and the same with Kenny Rankin. Came from there. George Gershwin lived there years ago. And they all rest in peace. But anyway, when I got to my mother one time, I got very tense, being there for 2 weeks. Then Mr. Reagan called me back in September 1975. This happened. And I remember I did something very bad. And so I sang this song to myself, and I prayed to remember to treat mothers carefully. And that was also a song of Irving Kaufman. Cross my heart, mother, I love you. I'd never make you feel blue, for if I caused you any sorrow, I'd be unhappy tomorrow. I'd never dare hurt your feelings. I'd be so unhappy too. Why, I'd rather die before I made you cry. Cross my heart, mother dear, I love you. I cross my heart, mother, I love you. I'd never make you feel blue, for if I caused you any sorrow, there'd be no sunshine tomorrow. I'd never dare hurt your feelings. I'd be so unhappy too. Why, I'd rather die before I made you cry. Cross my heart, mother dear, I love you. Also, in 1917, one of the great songs, I've got this one, is a song that you'll never forget, and I hope it's worth the price of this whole tape of listening. Sung by I always forget her name. She made a song called I Don't Care. I always forget her name. I'm so sorry about that. Eva Tangway. Thank you, blessed Jesus. I remember that name. This great song in 1917, recorded later by Perry Como, years later, but Eva Tangway had the hit on this one in 1917. I was wishing that I had the riches to buy all my dreams as I sat by the fire. What a life I would live, what would riches not give? What more could a heart desire? When my fond little mother drew close to my side, there are some things, my child, you can't buy if you try. You can't buy the sunshine at twilight. You can't buy the moonlight at dawn. And you can't buy your youth when you're growing old, or a life when the heartbeat is gone. You can't buy your way into heaven. The wealth may hold power untold. And if you lose your mother, you can't buy another. If you had all the world and its gold, well, look here, you can't buy the sunshine at twilight. And you can't buy the moonlight at dawn. And you can't buy your youth when you're growing old. You know what I heard? I saw, in fact, on the Larry King show, another fanless member of Tiny Tim. There's another story with him. But Helen Gurley Brown, who had a great success remaking Cosmopolitan, she was yearning for her youth. I saw her, again, on TV the other day. All the young models. She was trying to keep young. I think Larry King held back his breath. What he wanted to say, he wouldn't dare say. But she had wrinkles under the jaw. And she had wrinkles under the jaw. Can't buy her youth with all the money. can't buy the sunshine at twilight. You can't buy the moonlight at dawn. And you can't buy your youth when you're growing old, or a life when the heartbeat is gone. And you can't buy your way into those pearly gates, though wealth may hold power untold. And if you lose your mother, you can't buy another. If you have all the world and its gold. Okay, I'm gonna go inside. I better turn that recorder off. Too bad we can't hear it back.